When you look on the internet for passive income ideas, you get a lot of results, especially here on YouTube, where people supposedly make $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $10,000 a week, or even $67,000 a week. Not even 69. But how realistic are these passive income ideas really if you're just an average person and not a social media personality with hundreds of thousands or even millions of followers? That's what we're gonna find out in this video, because we will rank 5 passive income ideas working right now based on feasibility, earnings potential, and real passiveness. You ready? Let's go. What will separate this video from all the other videos about passive income that you will find here on YouTube is that we look at passive income ideas that are by definition passive income. You don't have to actively work for it, and you have to put in very minimal effort to earn this income and maintain this income. Because building a business, creating a digital product, or starting a YouTube channel that makes money is not passive at all. If you ask me, as a person who's been running this YouTube channel for over 4 years now. These may be nice side hustles, and I would be happy to do a video for you guys about the best side hustles in Germany. If you're interested, let me know in the comments. But these are certainly not passive income ideas. Passive income ideas start with the oldest and probably most famous way of making money while you're sleeping: interest. You can make interest from various different sources, all by basically lending money to other institutions or people, which we'll come to later on. If you want to lend money to institutions, they're mainly high-yield savings accounts, bonds, and money market funds. And the best out of all these options, at least right now while shooting this video, is hands down the high-yield savings account. Why? Because it's zero risk, with up to 100,000 euro being insured by the local European government. That means you will make passive income without any risk. Isn't that awesome? All while bonds and money market funds have substantial risk that nobody seems to talk about. Here's a German government bond that lost over 26% since its inception, and you only get a lousy coupon or interest of 1.25%. Even if the bond recovers its losses, investors will probably be left with a zero return. And that's why high-yield savings accounts are much better. Zero risk, and you can get up to 3.85% interest with flexible savings accounts, or even 5% interest with fixed-term savings accounts if you lock your money for a year. And that's why we give the passive income idea interest a 5 out of 5 rating when it comes to feasibility, because literally everyone can do it. There's nothing holding you back. You just check out the best savings accounts with the highest interest rate in Europe with the links in the description, open the account, transfer money, and start earning passive income. But, and that's why we give earnings potential the lowest 2 out of 5 stars out of all the passive income ideas to come. You need a lot of money to make some meaningful passive income. If you want 100 euro passive income per month, you would need to invest 24,000 euros with a 5% interest rate. And from that, you have to pay 25% capital gains tax here in Germany as well. So you can make a nice risk-free passive income with high-yield savings accounts, yes, but you need a lot of money to make that work for you. On the positive side again, it's very passive. Once the account is open and you transferred some money to it, you don't need to do anything, except maybe looking for better offers every once in a while, but that's about as passive as it can be. Earlier on, I said you can also make passive income through interest by lending money to people and not institutions, right? That means we're talking about crowdfunding or peer-to-peer lending. Now, attention! This is an extremely risky form of investing that is on the complete opposite of the savings accounts. This is very much like crypto here. Be prepared to lose it all when you invest in any of these crowdfunding platforms. I tested this almost 10 years ago with very little of my own money, and on some platforms I'm still in the minus because so many loans defaulted during COVID. And that's why we give feasibility a 3 out of 5 rating, because generally everyone can do it with very little money, but the devil's in the details here. Which platform do you choose? Which type of loans do you invest in? Who do you give money to, and what will this person do with your money? Lots of questions to answer, lots of work to do until you find the right strategy that works for you. But if you figure it out, the earnings potential can be quite high, with some crowdfunding platforms offering sometimes 10% or even 12% interest. So it sounds like crowdfunding could get a high earnings potential rating, but because of the defaults that you will experience inevitably, we give 3 out of 5 stars only. But don't you worry, the earnings potential will only get better from here. And passiveness, we give 4 out of 5 stars because it's fairly passive once you figured out your own investment strategy. You probably have to adjust your investments every once in a while if you see too many defaults, but all in all, it should be a manageable amount of work. Manageable work brings us to the next passive income idea, because here you can decide how much work you want to put in. And contrary to many other forms of work, putting in more effort does not mean that you're making more money or generate more passive income here. I'm talking about stocks, mutual funds, and ETFs. The most amount of work you will certainly have with investing in single stocks. And you actually should do the research if you really want to invest in single stocks, and not just go to Reddit like New Gotham Knight and ask random people what the best stocks are. This will most likely lead to financial failure, because the University of Arizona found out that 96% of all stocks had basically a zero return over the last 90 years. So finding the winning stocks at the right time is extremely unlikely. That's why we give feasibility here the same 3 stars as for crowdfunding, because you need to do a lot of research before you can expect a real profit. It gets a little easier with mutual funds or ETFs, exchange traded funds, but still, you need to know what the best mutual funds or ETFs are out of the more than 3,000 available investment options. Tough task. So if we can help you with all of this, let us know by booking a free meeting with us right here, and then we can work on making passive income for you together. Earnings potential, we give 4 out of 5 stars, with only one other option being better than dividends. Savings accounts generate interest, but you get no growth in value like a stock or an ETF can grow in value. And you should experience less defaults than with crowdfunding. So I think dividends deserve the 4-star rating. Now, how passive is dividend investing really? It depends again if you're an active trader in single stocks or a long-term investor in ETFs. Let's give this 3 out of 5 stars, because you still need to rebalance your portfolio every once in a while and cut some losers. And now, we made it to the highest 2 passive income ideas with the most earnings potential. The first one being rental income from real estate. Now, I said this in many videos, and I say it again. The image that is portrayed on social media,
just fix and flip properties, it's zero work and you make millions,
is absolute. First of all, it's not easy at all to begin investing in real estate. You need equity to pay the closing costs. You need to find a property, a good property. You need to find a mortgage, a tenant. You will most likely have negative cash flow in the beginning. Real estate is not easy to begin with, especially if you do it all on your own. And that's why we created our interactive calculator on perfinex.de/properties to help you guys find the best investment properties here in Germany. Here's a real-life example where a client invested roughly 29,000 euros to make rental income of 1,600 euros a month. A nice 20% rate of return. The barriers to entry are quite high with real estate, yes, but the earnings potential is just equally as high with all the tax benefits and the leverage because of the mortgage. And because of that, ladies and gentlemen, real estate is the undisputed king of all investments. Now, what about this passive income lie that is sold to you on social media? When you manage everything on your own with your rental property or properties, it's not going to be passive at all. Just this week alone, my landlord was here 3 days in a row dealing with handyman because of a water leak. Not passive at all, if you ask me. I couldn't do it on my own because my rental properties are not even here in Munich, and I don't want to deal with tenants or handyman either. And that's why I myself, just like many clients that we work with, hire a professional property management company that takes care of all the day-to-day operations, finding new tenants, repairing things, and all the other stuff. There's still a little bit of work with gathering all the documents for your tax declaration and whatnot, but this makes investing in real estate as passive as it can be, all while costing usually only 25 to 35 euros a month. And don't forget that you can make other rental income as well, not just from renting out real estate. You can rent out an extra room if you have one in your home. I know some people that do this here in Munich during Oktoberfest, and they make a lot of money with it. I myself rent out a parking space from my apartment because I don't have a car. Other people rent out other household items they don't use all the time. Be a little creative here and find out what people need every once in a while that you have already. And that's why this way of making passive income is as feasible as it gets, because you just have to find the right way to market the item that you already have, and you make money immediately with no further work. Earnings potential, it depends what the rental object is again, but probably not that high if it's not a spare room that you can rent out to drunk tourists during Oktoberfest. But at least it's probably pretty passive once you established a good workflow to rent out your object. What do you think about our list? Is there any real passive income idea that we didn't mention? Then let us know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.